Any ideas? We're going live. We're going live. Happy Friday, gents.
TGIF, eh? Thank God it's another day.
Right, yeah. How's everybody doing?
Fantastic. Lots of exciting stuff happening. We just listed another property today too.
Congrats.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Talk about it. Let's hear about that one, man. Let's do some intros and then talk about what we got going on. Let the world know.
Awesome. So no A's.
All right, yeah.
Just the BCS.
Just take the C right out of
there. Yeah. I'm Brad Plume. Currently focused on investing in Neighbours County. We're just in the process of starting some new development on a property that we purchased recently. So we're just actually had a meeting today in regards to going through the process of setting that up and seeing how many lots we're going to pull off of it. But yeah, if you're interested in flips or renovations or moving into development now, hit me up.
Awesome.
Sounds exciting, man. Cali Braithwaite, out of the GTA, focusing on, wholesaling, flips, long-term holds, developments. Pretty much right now, anything real estate. If you ever want to connect with me and kind of figure out what I'm focusing on that day of the week, numbers there, or you can find me on Instagram. And sooner than later, I'll be keeping a better job at updating people on Instagram of what I got going on. So thanks for tuning in. And my boy Shawn Gunter is gonna let everyone know what he's up to.
Well, right now I'm like chasing this fly around my house. Yeah, so anyways, I'm Shawn Gunther. I'm out of the Moncton, New Brunswick area, and we are focused we're focused on just lead generation and property acquisitions a lot of the time here in Moncton. So we're always looking to expand. So if you are interested in getting involved in real estate or are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Moncton, New Brunswick, or the greater Moncton area, or anything in the East Coast, we'd love to hear about it. Definitely get in touch with us. You can get my information at the bottom of the screen, and we'd love to hear from you. So another week we got going on here. So I guess I can talk about the property that we just listed. We picked it up at the end of August for about $180,000. We've put roughly about $30,000 into it, and we're able to resell it, or it's listed today for $329,000. So, yeah, we weren't expecting it. Like, the market's been good here, so we're happy that the extra money that we put into it seems to, or looks like it's going to pay off. So definitely, it's a good day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Brad, I have a question for you.
Yeah, man.
Are you raising money for this development, or like how are you guys planning on financing? Because I know that's a pretty big undertaking and sounds exciting as well, man.
Yeah, so that was kind of what the meeting was about today. That's what we're just going through the process on. So the property that we have, it has an original large, like 3,600 square foot, 1800s home on it. That we're going to take lots off of. And then the meeting that I had just had today was discussing whether or not that building will actually remain or whether we'll actually do a tear down and add more lots to the property. And then we'll just look at that and see what makes the most sense. But actually, I think we're going to be looking at partnering with a developer on that one, whether or not we partner by tearing down adding more lots, or whether we partner just by keeping the original house, severing the lots, selling the original house to regain capital to then invest forward into the builds, basically. So there's a wide variety of options. Now we have to look at what option works the best and what option the county / township / town will allow.
Cool, man.
But it's definitely interesting though, like, because you get a group of people standing out in front of a building, all of a sudden all the neighbors become interested in what's going on, and oh, you must be the new owners, and everybody's very inquisitive of what you're going to do. And then as soon as you start talking about, oh, we're looking at doing some additional builds on the property, everybody's like, whoa, what do you mean? You're going to change our neighborhood now?
You went from the hello neighbor to who are you?
yeah, exactly.
As long as they're not like historic homes, right? I think you're okay.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, is that you get into some smaller towns and some older subdivisions or older areas that haven't had a lot of turnover. You're always going to have those people who they don't want to change. They want it to stay the same. And their location is great. It's perfect. Like, everybody who lives here is all well connected and everything. And, and it's a matter of, you got to let them know, hey, no, we're actually doing something that's actually going to improve your community. It's going to increase your home values. It's going to make things better. But, there's always going to be resistance. But where there's resistance, there's always A, benefit, or B, profit.
There's a side of me that says, and it may not be the right thing to say, but like, sometimes I'll get involved in a project and I'll think to myself, oh, the neighbors, like if it's a community that, people have been there for many years and no one's moved, and you're doing something totally different to the house. And sometimes in my mind, I'm like, oh, what are the neighbors going to think? Well, there's a certain point where you got to say, well, if their thought mattered that much, they could have bought it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if they didn't want these things to happen, or they wanted to control whatever, they also could have bought the property, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I think it's also important to to take in consideration the neighbors and the neighborhood.
And that's just it. Like, every project that we've ever done, or everything that we've been involved in, we've always had good relationships and good communication with the neighbors. Like, I know Kirsten was over at a property the other day that she had to drop some stuff off at, and a kitchen cabinet company had dropped some things off, and the neighbors collected it for me, and then noticed that somebody was there, so they brought it over, and they're just like, oh man, we just love when Brad's here, it's so great. I'm like, that's the way you got to keep things, because you want to keep all the neighbors happy. It's there's less drama that way.
100%.
Oh, we got Juan Carlos Fano. Hello, Juan.
Shout out to Juan.
That's where Alex is. But we don't know. If you find him, you send him over here, all right?
Another great thing, Brad, I've also noticed too, going through this right now, is by keeping a good relationship with the neighbors, especially in these areas, sometimes they have the inner, like they got the inside scoop on, who's thinking of selling, or who's, who needs what, and they come to you because they see you're doing the work, and they're like, hey, I just thought I'd let you know that so-and-so is, just life changed circumstances changed, whatever it is, and you might want to talk to them, right? And I've had that happen as well, which is kind of cool when you, again, relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like you were saying too, Brad, like, I mean, anytime you come into a small town situation, I think you're going to run into that, where, there's not much development maybe around, and then you're planning to go in and do some developing. There's a big difference from the people that already live there, because most people that they chose that kind of area because there was like maybe less going on there, and then you're kind of maybe threatening what they enjoy about their neighborhood now. But at the end of the day, you're never going to stop progress, like whether it's you or somebody else. It's going to happen eventually, right?
Yep. Change is inevitable.
The one thing you can't stop, right? What so you know what I mean? What got you into doing this developing stuff now? Like, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Like, I mean, I didn't realize that you were getting into that side of things now.
Yeah, it's just always what we've been interested in, and it's just this property just happened to bring that ability. We have another property as well that we're going to be doing development on. We're just not sure exactly how that will play out. We're looking at either building like a larger multi-unit building or like row townhomes for potentially senior rentals. Like that's been something that's always been of interest, is the senior rental end of things, or retirement rentals. So we're just seeing whether or not that can evolve into anything or not. But it's just these pieces just kind of happen to fall together, that the property is just worked out for the possibility of that. So
yeah, well, that's kind of something that I've been looking into too, like the senior rental situation. So, like, are you building them any specific way? Is it like a high-rise or apartment, or multi-level apartment, or is it like what we were thinking here was something like potentially single-level properties that don't have stairs?
mm-hmm.
Right? Like
so that's
like
there's definitely a lot of those, like a lot of bungalows and what we call slab on grade. So pretty much there's no basement here. There's a foundation, and then you basically pour a concrete floor, and all of your plumbing and everything is within the flooring, right? The same way as what your basement would be, but just one level living, 2-bedroom, typically anywhere from 900 to 1100 square feet type of idea. An option that we are potentially looking at more so is the possibility of actually doing like either a 2 or a 3-story type building, where the main level would be one unit and it would be completely open concept, no stairs, things along those lines. And that would be like the senior aspect. And then the other levels would be slightly smaller units, but maybe like a 1-bedroom or a bachelor. And whether or not we maintain those as rentals, or you turn those into a short-term rental possibility, or things along those lines. These are all just kind of ideas that we've been spitballing and discussing. And that, like what Cali was saying there, now we're at the point in time of like, okay, where are we going to pull the financing for all this? And how is that going to play out, and what will that look like? Because you start getting into this stuff, and then it starts getting pretty expensive pretty fast. The other thing that we are looking at is like, okay, well, who are we partnering with from a build perspective, or are we going to develop teams within house that will look at running for those builds or not, right? So
yeah, it seems like with the developments, this is something new for me as well that I recently just got involved in, that the creative side, as far as like structuring, like the structure component of structuring the relationship or the partnership, is so, there's so much, so many possibilities of how you can structure it, right? That I think eventually what you may want to do is just connect with somebody who is like, who on a personal level, if you can find someone like that who has experience with this, who may not even be in the area that you're looking to do the work in, and just bounce some ideas off them, because these are, there's wolves and there's sheep, right? And a lot of time, you might get a wolf in this market of developing that you don't have experience at, or that we don't have experience in. And, we got to kind of protect ourselves, right? So obviously lawyers are there for the contracts, but in the initial, conversations, the initial negotiation, certain things we don't even think of, that we don't know because we don't have that experience. It's really good to borrow that knowledge from someone else who, has done that already.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like bring in people you're going to have conversations with that either A, you can vet, or B, somebody who you trust has already vetted for something, right? And that's where today on our end with the developers that we met with, they're being vetted by another individual that we know, who's actually our realtor. and he works with them closely. So that's the nice aspect of it, right? And that's just it, right? When you're new into something, you make sure that you're seeking counsel on how to do things, and then you're not just going to like start pounding the pavement and doing everything yourself. You know, can you do that? Can you get by? Could it be really beneficial? Sure, it could, but you know, there's nothing wrong with sharing a piece of the pie with somebody else if they're going to help you along the way and speed up your process.
Really though, I like pie.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually I can't eat the whole thing alone, right?
No. You gotta share the pie.
Yeah, totally. Oh, that's awesome, man. Congrats. Yeah, if there's anything that we can do to help, I'll let you know how I whatever I learn on my journey of the development side, and I'll be listening, asking you questions about yours, because I'm sure it relates.
Yeah, and there's so many aspects to it. It's crazy. Just in the conversation, just within like you know, a 15 or 20 sentence conversation, you're like, oh man, like you start talking about like zoning and rezoning and allowable heights and tolerances and whether or not you can get approval for this, and then, you know, not forgetting about certain other aspects of things. And it's just like, wow, yeah, like you don't realize the amount of work that goes into actually making stuff like this happen, and why sometimes you'll hear a conversation from somebody that'll be like, oh, hey, yeah, we're redoing this redevelopment, or we're doing this. And, you know, it's 5 years later before something actually happens. You're like, oh, well, that's just how long it took to do that.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. 5 years isn't a long time for some of these projects, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
I'm hoping this one's only about a year or less, but
oh, awesome. Yeah. It depends on sometimes the smaller townships, I get the impression that sometimes the smaller communities, smaller towns, it's easier. There's less people involved. It's easier. Decisions can be made a little quicker.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is. Yeah.
We're not dealing with a large property either. We're looking at anywhere from, you know, 6 to 9 builds type of idea. So it's not, you know, it's not like we're going in there saying, hey, we want to build a 50 unit or a 50 building property type of idea.
Right. Yeah. Ours is, I think it's the land is around 38,000 square feet in Etobicoke. So it's like, it's a large project, right? So there's definitely it's going to be very time consuming, right? And just slow and drawn out. And that's why our goal is to, you know, repurpose the existing buildings into their highest and best use, so that we have income coming in while we go through the site plan approval application, right?
Yeah.
So that could take years just to get there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was that much of a process.
Yeah. It's no joke.
What's like
whether or not. Sorry.
I think we got a bit of a lag here.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask, like, what's the cost? Like, what's the total cost projection of this project that you're doing, Cal?
What's the cost of the project that I'm involved in?
Yeah, like, what's the total cost? Because you're saying it's a large project, and like, I mean, pretty well Toronto, you were saying, right?
Yeah. So just to get to like site plan approvals. So first we've bought the existing properties, right? There's a variable. I think I touched on this before, but the one variable is that out of the 5 lots, one of the 5 lots is owned by TPA, Toronto Parking Authority. So we haven't figured out yet what they want, if they'll even accept an offer to sell us that lot, so that we can use that to build. You know, we're talking in the millions, right? So like, I mean, everything, including like just the applications, getting the architecturals, the rezoning, the permitting process, the mortgage, you know, the construction, just to get it up to site plan approval, we're talking like in the millions, right?
Oh wow.
And then from there, but that's the value, right? Excuse me. That's the value for the developers, because the developers, they don't want to spend the time doing that, right? So if we can bring them like almost look at it like a turnkey opportunity, right? Like, hey, all the rezoning, all the permitting, issues have been taken care of. Now, all we have to do is, start to build. I mean, that's a very sweet place to be if you're a developer and you have the capital, you have the construction, you have everything in place already. So we're just preparing it, right?
So that's kind of interesting as well, because I mean, I think we've talked about this before too, and it's almost like you kind of go down the line, like it's your, you know what I mean? Like, say you're doing a wholesale or do a flip or a buy and hold, right? Like this way you're starting at the beginning where we own all the properties for this to make it happen, but it's not properly zoned and this, that, and the other thing. So you're getting it to the point where a developer can walk in and kind of do their deal. So you're handling part of it to hand it off to somebody else who can do that, and you're creating value for yourself in that little niche area, as opposed to doing the whole project from start to finish. You're able to kind of get into it for you know what I mean, like beginning stages of it, and still being able to make a profit to pass it on to the next guy who's able to do the much bigger job to it, which is, it's interesting. It's almost like wholesaling in a way, right? Except you're not different section of it, right? A different section of the
there's definitely a relationship. Like I can see the relationship that you're illustrating. What's cool about it is, again, just like I was saying with Brad, is that there's so many variables that, so much creativity that you can implement, and it's like a real complex. It's not 2-bit, you know what I mean? Like there's many dimensions to it, right? And when there's that many dimensions, you can go right that many ways, or you can go wrong that many ways, right? You know what I mean? So the key is to, minimize the wrongs and maximize the rights.
That's the name of Cali's next book.
That's right. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, though, what we want to be is we want to be in a position of, can we take this on our own? Like, do we have a good enough plan that we can, raise the capital to do the entire project? Or do we want to just take it to the site plan approval step and then partner with somebody who has the experience, who has everything turnkey ready to go, and we just merge, right? Again, piece of the pie versus whole pie or no pie, right? So I think for me, the biggest part of this project is the experience and just the learning, right?
Well, and like I agree with that too, because I mean, it makes so much sense. Sometimes it's not the best idea to go through the whole project of it, right? Because if there's somebody else who's better positioned or better to do that, and will know a lot of who have done it before, they might not make as many mistakes as you would going through it for your first time, right? And I mean, it's similar to kind of the way that I got started, is like, you know what I mean? I kind of dipped my toe in a little bit, learned about exactly what I was doing, got to the point where I could get a deal, and then I did a wholesale, right? Kind of got rid of it off the hop and just, kind of slowly learned as I was doing each of these things, and then kind of got into the next thing and now into the next thing, right? So it's almost like kind of dipping your toes in as you're moving along. And I mean, you're learning so much in the process that if you do this one and then the next one you go to do will be even easier, and then by the time you get to the third one, you'll probably know it well enough that you're interested in taking that risk, because you kind of know a lot more about the risks and the opportunities, right? So, and it's interesting. I find it really cool, the project that you're discussing, right? Like, I find it's really interesting.
Yeah, man. I think like what you're describing is pretty much the definition of evolving, right? And that's what we're doing, is that we're evolving. Like, a year ago when we got started on our journey of whatever we were doing, whether it was a year, 2 years, however long, right? I don't even think that we knew that we would be doing what we're doing today. But we had a vision in mind, right? And as we were taking steps towards our goals, we realized, okay, I'm going towards my goal, but there's something else, maybe something bigger, something different, something else that I want to do along the way. And we just kind of evolve, right? Like, hey, all right, I've learned this set of skills, And now I can, now that I know this set of skills, I can apply it to something else that's new, and that's going to, you know, get me to wherever that new goal may be. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. And I mean, I look at it, and like I just got off a call here like a few minutes ago with somebody who's just starting to kind of get involved and is thinking about joining same mentorship that we're in and all that. And it's just interesting, right? And like the level of conversation we're able to have now compared to a year ago is just, it's so different. Like I would not have even expected for a second that I've quit my job in the oil field. I'm now doing this full time, partnering with multiple people, Cali being one of them, that, you know, and we're all, you know, growing and making money together. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Now just imagine like 5 years from now, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Looking back at this, you know.
Yeah. I only hope I can continue to grow with the same speed and you know, success.
For sure.
So what else is new in everybody's world? Anybody got some big wins or some?
I have a pretty cool just kind of reminder of you know, so I had a deal in Moncton. Or you know of this deal, Shawn? So a flip that we did, you know, when we got it, there was some foundation issues that turned out to be a little bit bigger than what we thought. We took care of those issues. We sold the property, fell through, sold it again, fell through, back on the market. But what I'm getting at is that when I got involved in this project, I got involved because I had the confidence knowing that I had multiple exits. So, you know, starting out as a newbie investor, if this kind of thing were to happen, I would be like stressed out. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would think it's the end of the world. Oh, no one's going to buy the property, you know, but knowing, like, seeing this before I got in, or being prepared for this before I said yes to the deal, allows me to, you know, take it in stride, knowing that, you know, hey, you know what, if I can't sell this thing because of whatever, and I don't think that this is the case, I think the property is going to sell, but I'm just choosing to use this as an example of, you know, okay, can I rent it out and it still make money? Yes. Can I convert it into 2 units and make even more money? Yes. Can I Airbnb it? Yes. So I'm like, all right, just take its time. You know, if these things fell through, that's okay, but I can always rent it. I can refinance it. So just a heads up, or another kind of reminder to anybody listening, is that before you get involved in a project, run your numbers on all these other scenarios, because sometimes you have no choice but to use plan B or plan C or plan D, right? And don't say yes to A unless you have B, C, and D ready, right? And that's my advice. And I'm so happy that I took my own advice, because I have been in scenarios where I didn't take my advice and I got greedy and I said, hey, this is an awesome plan A, but plan B is like, you know, plan C is, and those ones are the ones that you get stressful and sleepless nights when things don't work out the way they're supposed to, is because you get greedy. And if you guys remember, the greedy pig gets slaughtered first, right? So that's my 2 cents for this week. But yeah, what about you guys?
Believe it. Hopefully, there's no kids watching these lessons. Bro, what did you talk about today? Slaughtering pigs. No, but I mean, you're so right. And I mean, another thing to add to that, Cali, is like the fact that you have more than one project. Right? You don't have all of your eggs in this one project basket that's, you know, reliant on your future, right? So, you know, this one you've done enough successful ones that this one may not be, not saying it's unsuccessful, because I'm sure you'll still make money off of it either way, but that it's not the end of the world, right? Like, you're just like, okay, well, you know, you win some, you lose some, kind of dealing with it as it goes. And you went into it with an intelligent plan, that knowing that there's possible A, B, and C exit for it, or ways that you're going to make money off it either way. Right. So at the end of the day, like, You know what I mean? It's very important to be intelligent about the deals that you're making.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, but I mean, yeah, you got to give me the code. I want to go have a look at this place now.
Yeah.
I want to see what it ended up being, because that's one thing that I very much like, actually, like when I do deals with you, because we have a relationship. I'm able to see these after they're done too, right? Like, I mean, I got to see a couple of the projects that we've dealt with as well. So I mean, that's always fun for me too, to be able to see like, oh, okay, well, this was the deal that we did. Or whatever, but I didn't get to see it from start to finish, and now it's so nice to be able to see this. I really like the creativeness and like building things and like making things better. Like, I enjoy that part of it very, very much. So I'm very grateful that we have this kind of relationship where I can go and have a look at them too prior to their sale.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
I think we're pretty well up on time, unless we got something else important to talk about.
Any burning issues? Any burning issues? No.
I think we're good.
Cool. Cool.
Awesome.
Take it away, Brad.
Yeah, guys, Brad Plume. If you're investing in Bruce County at all, or the Tri-Cities, looking at doing flips or, renovations, anything along those lines, hit me up, give me a call, or on Instagram. Info's on the page there.
Awesome. Thanks again, everybody, tuning in another Friday. Hopefully we brought some value to you. Cali Braithwaite, and I'm in the GTA, but I'm not limited to the GTA for where my dollars go. Heavily invested in Moncton, New Brunswick, and plan on continuing to do that. I'm also investing here in the GTA. If you ever want to reach out to me and discuss some of the deals I'm working on, or how you can get involved in these deals, whether it be flips, long-term holds, development opportunities, my contact details are on the bottom of the screen. If you're listening, it's 289-207-5316, or you can reach me on Instagram at Grow with Cali, because it's all about growth.
Keep going, keep growing.
There you go.
Awesome. And I am Shawn Gunther out of the Moncton, New Brunswick area. And if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest here, I would love to talk to you. You can reach us by the information at the bottom of the screen, either at 506-800-4289, on Facebook or LinkedIn, just by my name, Shawn Gunther, or on Instagram at the Moncton Homebuyer. Thanks again for joining us this week. And we would love to see you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make some comments. So we'll try to get back to you as best we can. And if you have any ideas for future shows, we'd love to hear your ideas, or if you have any questions for anybody on the panel here, we'd love to talk to you as well. So you can email us also any suggestions at ABCs on REI at gmail.com, and our fantastic assistant Valerie will probably get back to you with all that. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Hopefully you'll see us again here next week at the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and take care.